as Christian parents, when we have children, we want to utilize all the means given to us as God commands us so that we may see their hearts in God's great kindness prepared for salvation. Though, as I made abundantly clear last week, salvation is of the Lord according to his sovereign election and the atonement of the Son and the application of the Spirit. We cannot, as parents, force God to save our children. We cannot work him into our debt in that capacity. There's nothing magical that we can do to make sure absolutely that they are saved. And that's important to know. At the same time, it's important not to swing to the pendulum and think, well, then has God left us without testimony and without means and without many things he tells us to do to prepare the hearts of our children? Imagine two babies who are born on the same day but in different places. Both babies are born with defective heart due to the sin of their first parents passed on through their immediate parents. And though they know the many things that worsen the heart condition, they willingly choose to worsen the condition as they age. The bottom line is that both babies require a heart transplant. They require a heart surgery to continue to live. This heart transplant equates to the new birth of the Spirit. You must be born again, Jesus says in John chapter 3. And the heart transplant can only happen in one specific hospital under one specific surgery performed by one specific surgeon. And that hospital equates to the Christian faith and gospel of Jesus Christ, and that surgeon equates to the Spirit of God. Being born in the hospital equates to being born to a Christian family who is a part of a biblical church. The child born outside and away from the hospital is equated to a child born to non-Christians who are not associated with a Christian church and are ignorant to the Christian gospel. Per the scriptures, all children born require this heart transplant, all of them, no matter who they were born to. The children born in the hospital and the children born away from the hospital both have the same heart deficiency and will both die if they do not receive the heart transplant. Faith in the promises of the surgery and the surgeon are equated to faith in the promises of the Father's mercy, the Son's atoning death and resurrection, and the Spirit's rebirth. Both children must repent of their faithlessness towards the surgery and the surgeon, which will be expressed or communicated through asking the surgeon to mercifully perform the surgery, calling upon the name of the surgeon, and trusting in their capabilities to perform it as they promise. Being born in the hospital does not mean you were born surgically repaired, though. Being born in the hospital does not mean you were born surgically repaired. Nor does it mean because you saw surgeries happening all around you, born in the hospital, you see them happening all the time, or because your parents underwent the surgery, that you have, just by virtue of being around the surgeries, underwent the surgery yourself. The symptoms of the defective heart, they will eventually show themselves even for the children born in the hospital. Though being born in a great hospital that can rightly diagnose the problem, perform the heart surgery, and mature the child, by no means, though that's all advantageous, it does not guarantee that the heart surgery will take place. We must recognize that it is far superior, right, to be born in the hospital than to be born anywhere else. It's far superior to be told the true diagnosis of this defective heart and to have a clear path to healing from your earliest days and your earliest memories. But being around it does not secure that it has absolutely happened or that it will. Additionally, many born outside the hospital, even if they diagnose themselves, they conclude rightly that they have a significant problem with their heart. They may not have a map which tells them where to go to find the hospital. And even if they do receive this map, they might not have the means to get to the hospital. And if they do get to the hospital, I want to be abundantly clear, they're still fundamentally in the same position as the child born in the hospital with the defective heart, who has not yet undergone the surgery. One baby was born into the means of grace required for a new heart, and the other was not. But make no mistake, both still require the new heart. The child born in the hospital can grow up and refuse the surgery, and even depart from the hospital without ever having received the surgery. Additionally, the judgment for those who are born in the hospital yet refuse the surgery will be far worse than the child who was not born into those means. They were not informed of the details of how to be healed, nor really given direct access to the place of healing and the surgeon of healing. Being born with hospital association is not the same as being surgically healed. Now, this analogy gives us the bottom line conclusions to our study in covenant theology last week as it pertains to the position of our children, Christian parents who have children from birth. Our children, based on many scriptures, are not born in the new covenant, the covenant of grace, because they are born to us. Rather, the scriptures teach us they are born sinners because they are born to us, who must be born again and receive all the blessings and promises of the new covenant, chiefly expressed in Ezekiel 36 and Jeremiah 31. Yet our children, make no mistake, are the most blessed among all children, for they are born with all the means of grace necessary for salvation, chiefly the knowledge of the gospel, which is the power of God unto salvation, and Christian discipleship in the form of discipline and instruction, or paideia, that Greek word, as we talked about last week.